I know when I'm going back to editing this video, I'll not have a single fucking photo and I'll hate myself for it. Suppose. Hi, I wanted to like do a vlog style video and I was filming another video, so I obviously have it up here. So I just thought I would just do a quick clip and just get through it. Something, I don't know why, I just had this like really innate need in myself to be like, I have to film. We were almost done with the second week of 2023 and I just wanted to start a vlog because why not? I have been reading Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. I got this from HarperCollins and I was very excited about it. I think it is coming out next week. I think on GoodReads it said like the 17th or something. Essentially, everyone in this family has killed someone. We have these characters who are going into like this very like isolated, like a ski resort kind of a situation. It's very private. Ernest Cunningham and his entire family are there. The Cunninghams are basically known to be like murderers. They have been in the media because they have killed people. And I think this is also set in Australia, which I did not know until like I got through like half the book and it was just like, oh, someone was saying like, oh, there's some like Australian murders that happened. I was like, because I genuinely thought this was set in England, like halfway through. And then it was like there were some murders that had happened in Australia, some part in Australia. It's like, it's so far, like who cares? How is this connected, right? Like this did make sense to me. And then I went a little further and it was like, oh yeah, back home, like some other city in Australia's name. And I was like, oh, so we are in Australia, not England. Okay, got it. If I actually read the details about the author, I would have known that he currently works with some like Australia's best loved authors and stuff. I would have known that, but I didn't read that. Anyway, that is not the point. Ernie's brother ended up killing some man. It's kind of like the accessory for that murder, and Ernie did not want to stand for that, and he confessed to the court saying like, hey, his brother is a murderer. That ended up with his brother going to jail. It's a very sad situation. But now they're all gathering together because the brother is coming out of jail and they're going to meet him at this remote resort place, have like a family reunion type of situation. And then there happens to be like another murder before the brother gets there and they're trying to figure out like what is going on, if the Cunninghams are involved, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it like 4 stars. Honestly, the writing style is what really gave it to me. The narrator claims like right before the book really starts, in the prologue itself, that he is a very reliable narrator, but he's going to only speak with facts that he truly knows himself at the point in time. That's how he really says it, and he really tells you the fact that he will only tell you the truth as he knows it. And yeah, every time he's like out of the truth, I guess, he just comes back and he's like, remember I told you that I would just tell you what I know at the time, which is exactly what he did. And he would like literally talk to you through the book, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the book. That is something that I've seen in the My Lady Janie's series by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. I absolutely love when the narrator like comes out of the book and just like, hey, by the way, reader, do you know this is what is happening? All that stuff. I really enjoy that. That's something that was also like incorporated in this. I love that. Like I had like 3 suspicions. The first one I kind of kicked out of the door like right away because it would be too obvious. The second one, he didn't really have any motive. The third one was like the most obvious one. That was the right killer. There were a couple of plot twists as well, which I really thoroughly enjoyed, especially in the epilogue. That was like, ooh, that was very good. I really enjoyed that. Did not see that coming, and that was really good. That's all I really have to say about this book. It was really fun. It was a quick read. Yeah, I would 100% recommend this. It was really fun. That is the only book like I've read so far in this year, and I don't know, I feel happy that I actually finally finished that. I do want to finish something else, and I was thinking of reading Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I've heard like really great reviews about it. It's very short, and it's supposed to be like a little weird, and you're not supposed to know what's happening in the book exactly. All I know is that there's this character Piranesi who's in like this huge mansion, and there's like a ton of rooms, and he's never really seen every single room at all, and he's like exploring this place. There's like waterfalls and everything in this mansion place. He comes across this other person who is like in the same mansion, and he's just like completely shell-shocked. It seems to be like such a beloved story. I don't really know much about it other than that, because a lot of people always tell you to like go into it completely blind, and that's what I want to do. It has been very well critically acclaimed and everything, so I'm very excited about this, and I hope I can actually get into it. I've been very bad at like physically reading. I really want to get into another book. That would be great. I do have like a bunch of other books that I want to read, and it's like been on my shelf for the longest time. And I also got a bunch of books because I was very excited about it last year. I pre-ordered it and everything. but once it came, I never really got around to it. I do have those books as well. I just need to get to those as well. It's gonna happen one day, I swear. That is it for me for right now. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, hey, remember how I said I filmed like a whole video yesterday? Yeah, I didn't like it. So I am here to do my makeup pretty quickly and then go ahead and refilm the whole video. I don't do much when it comes to doing my makeup. For like YouTube and stuff, or in general anyway. Move my hair out of the way a little bit. I feel like I look like an egg, but okay. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about what I've been reading while I'm kind of doing my makeup as well. I have been reading The Thursday Murder Club by, what's his name? The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I've been reading it. I finished about 36%, so I finished about 4 hours of listening to it. And it's not bad or anything, I just have not been getting into it. This is a concealer, but I use it like a contour because why not? Yeah, so I've been listening to that as an audiobook. It has been pretty good so far. But here's the thing, like I can't like figure out like what's happening, to be honest. Like I'm a little lost. Basically the story's set in a retirement house and we're following around these bunch of characters who are living in that retirement house, and they're like really into murder mysteries and stuff. So one day murder basically ends up very close to home, like at their doorstep essentially, and they have to like figure out like who the murderer is and why this whole thing happened, and they're trying to figure out that whole mystery. It's really fun because they're like a chill group of people just trying to figure out what's happening, and I think it's really adorable. I did not think this through. It's like a fucking streak now. I don't know why I chose to use the contour. I never really use it, but I was just like, yeah, I'm feeling very savvy today. Not a good idea. Don't use stuff that you don't use regularly, because like what the fuck are you doing? If you see streaks down my neck, pretend like you don't, because I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, basically in this book we're following around these characters and how they are figuring out the murder. That's it. That's the entire plot. It has been pretty fun, but like sometimes when they were like introducing some characters, I was just like, how did they even start? I didn't understand that. There's this character who's like a detective, I guess, Donna something. They essentially call her like PC something, like I forget what her last name was, but yeah, okay, makes sense. But like why was she there in this retirement home in the first place? Because I thought she was also living there at first when I was reading it. That didn't make sense to me, and then I figured out like she's actually a police constable that was just there, but I don't know why she was there in the first place and how these people kind of knew her. I have no idea like how that happened. Just all trying to go around and try to figure what happened and how, like, why this person was murdered and how they got murdered. Well, they know how, like, why they got murdered and who killed them. So that's the plot for right now. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not getting super into it as much as I would like to, so it's just me trying to navigate that whole story right now. So far, they have contacted PC, Donna, whatever, and another detective, basically trying to work the murder mystery. Even though they're like regular citizens, they want a piece of this. They just want to know like what's going on. They want to be a part of it, I guess. And yeah, it's them just trying to figure out the whole thing. Yeah, that's the book that I've been reading, like listening to rather, on audio so far. Why am I using my fingers, you ask? Because I'm fucking lazy to grab a brush that's like literally there. Okay, fine, I'll grab it. I can feel the judgment, okay? I don't really use a lot of makeup when I do videos. I think that's why I kind of hated the video that I filmed yesterday. I filmed like the whole video and I was looking at it. I just looked tired, to be honest. And I am kind of tired because I was sick the entire week and I just started to get a little better. And then there's me who's pretending like everything is fine and I'm just filming all these videos trying my best, but yeah, not a good look. It's basically just going to be my worst books of 2022, and I'm most likely just going to film my best books of 2022 as well. That video is supposed to come out before this one, so please go watch it. I will leave it linked. I don't do eyeliner like this. I always am in front of my vanity, and so this is going to be fun. Okay, I don't know why I did that. It's not the worst. I'm gonna try it here too. That's it for the vlog for right now. I will be filming the rest of the time. Hope that looks better than yesterday's video, but yeah, I'll see you guys soon with another update or whatever later, I guess, but I'm gonna go and film now. Bye. Okay, you know how I was supposed to film a whole vlog? And guess who didn't do that? Yeah, so I haven't been really talking much about the things that I have been reading, and I just thought I would do like a quick update because I don't know, every single time I think about vlogging, I'm just like, I have to wear makeup, I have to look a certain way. And the funny thing is, I don't really wear makeup in my vlog style videos. I haven't in the past either, a lot of the times, and it was fine. I don't know why, I was just like, I have to wear something. But anyway, I've been reading quite a lot, and I know I have updated you guys on Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. I really did enjoy that one, but I did end up reading a lot more, so I just wanted to talk a lot today. So okay, finally I ended up reading Carrie Soto Is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This actually came out last year, and I was obviously highly anticipating it because I really love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think she has some fantastic stories to talk about, and Malibu Rising from the year prior to that was my favorite, honestly. I know she has other books like Daisy Jones and also Seven Husbands and stuff, and everyone seems to love those a lot more than Malibu Rising, but personally I loved Malibu Rising. I don't know what it was, it did it for me. So I was rambling a lot, and anyway, I was reading Carrie Soto Is Back, and it revolves around this tennis player, like think Serena Williams but in the 1950s. She is like a Hispanic character, I think, and obviously she has some kind of discriminations that go against her, and during that time period everyone just kind of weirdly sexualizes you, even more so than now. But Carrie Soto is just fantastic. She's a fantastic player. She has this dad who is also a tennis player, and he's her coach, and they have like such a nice rapport together. Her mom died when she was really young, so she's really like focused on playing tennis and being the greatest. It is currently 1994, and she has the highest amount of like Grand Slams, I guess. And there's this new person who is young and fantastic as well, not called Nikki Chan, is close to defeating Carrie Soto in terms of the Grand Slams earned. I think she's gonna get one more higher than her. Obviously Carrie Soto cannot live with that. She's like, I have to go back, and she starts to train. But the problem is she's in her 30s. She's had damage done to her body because of playing for so long, and obviously this is not going to be so good. She's just trying to defend her title of having the most wins, and it's really fun. I really enjoyed it, and obviously every single time I read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, I'm just constantly looking for, are these characters real? Because it really feels like they were real characters. So I just got into this whole Serena Williams craze where I was just watching her performance, and it's amazing, right? These people are so fucking talented, and just seeing that in Carrie Soto's form, and I was just really thrilled by it. I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it like 4 stars. It was pretty good. I did end up reading most of it in audio form though, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It has a slight bit of a romance towards the end, I guess. There's also this like parent-child relationship. The father and the daughter are just, it's so precious, you know, to see how they're growing apart, getting close, and growing apart again, like things like that. It's just so interesting to see that whole dynamic, and I really, really enjoyed this one. For some reason, I had been reading so much. Like, I was finishing a book a day, pretty much, and this was, I think I finished this on the 17th of January. It's been about a week at this point, almost 10 days. At this point, it's the 26th. Anyway, I did end up reading The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This one I was not a huge fan of. It's really fun if you can understand or like the characters themselves. If that's not the case, I don't think you're going to enjoy this as much. I found myself not enjoying it for the first good bit. Like, I think the first half I was not really enjoying it. I didn't really care about any of the characters. I didn't really care about the story either. One of our main characters is Joyce, who is a nurse, and she has like journal entries that she's writing by the end of some chapters, and I don't know, I didn't really care about Joyce. I didn't really care about another character who is supposed to be like the main character until like the halfway point of the book. And after that I did kind of enjoy it. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It was not the best. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I also got an advanced reader's copy, an audiobook for Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun by El Cosimano. This is the 3rd book of the Finlay Donovan series, and I'm so excited. I was so excited to get this because I really enjoyed the first 2 books in last year, and I don't know how to explain it. It's not a bad book or anything. I feel like they have dragged it along for way too long. It does not have to be this long, and I just feel like they have been going on at it for way too long at this point. They can end at some point, but it still has not ended for sure. There has to be other books because that's how it ended. I feel like it could be better. That's not a nice thing to say, but like, it's fun. I gave it 4 stars. Essentially, we have this author who is like writing murder mysteries, I guess, and she was talking to her agent in the first book, just talking to her and telling her like how she's going to end one of the books that she's writing. And another person ends up overhearing her and thinks that Finley is a contract killer and kind of hires her to do some contract killing, like hide a dead body and whatnot. Finley somehow accepts that offer unknowingly, I guess, and she's stuck with hiding a dead body. She has like an accomplice with her babysitter, and those 2 people, like Vera and Finley, are really just such adorable characters to read from. I think it's fantastic. That dynamic is really fun. Everything else, it's just a fun, cozy mystery. But I feel like it got so repetitive. Throughout the book series, we can see a lot of crap keeps happening to Finley, and we don't know like why it keeps happening for some reason. It just constantly happens to her. And it's frustrating, right? Because sometimes you're just like, girl, how are you getting into these messes? Like, how is this possible? And it constantly does. It's just a little annoying to read it all the time, and I feel like the second and third book also did the same thing where she gets into more messes each time. It's still fun. I personally did enjoy it. The romance, she's finally chosen someone because there was like a weird love triangle situation going on, and now it's just like, you know, she's picked someone and is sticking to that, which is nice. It is very repetitive. That's the only problem. Okay, the next one I was super excited about getting to read was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. I had never seen her TV show, but I've seen like little clips of iCarly on like YouTube shorts and whatnot. I've seen like small clips and pieces of it. And recently, like last year, I think I heard how iCarly is doing like a reboot thing with some of the main characters, and Jennette was not going to be a part of it. And I honestly, when I saw that, I was just like, why aren't you being a part of it? Like, why not? It honestly seemed a little silly to me. I was just like, why can't you be part of it? Who cares? Like, it's not a big deal. And then I read this book and I was like, girl, okay, I completely understand why you didn't do it. It makes so much sense, and I'm glad she's trying to take care of herself. This is a memoir. It follows around this woman, Jennette McCurdy, when she was a child to her adult life. So basically before her mother died and after. It has a lot of abuse in it. Her mom used to condone her eating disorder. She would be in a calorie deficit where she was really not eating at all. She was anorexic. And when doctors approached her mother, she just kind of said like, oh yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for her eating disorder. Like, it's fine. I have a handle on it. And basically Jennette was like, you are the one who like lets me eat so little. Like, you already know, you already control this. I don't understand why you're saying that to the doctor. Like, she has these thoughts in her head. And while her mother was alive, basically her mom was the one who wanted her to be an actress because she had this dream that she wanted to be an actress, so she forced it on her daughter. Obviously Jennette is not very happy about it, but she does it because her family is in a very difficult financial situation, and she just wants to help out, make her mom happy, make her mom proud. And she continues to act. It's obviously taking such a bad toll on her. She gets iCarly, she gets abused in iCarly, and at the same time her mom is like super controlling, like straight up till she was 16 or 17 her mom was like showering her. Like, how fucked up is that? Like, seriously. I felt like puking. Like, it was so bad. It is a very difficult book to read. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a toll on you, even if you don't really relate to a lot of it. It just hits you really bad. And after her mom dies, essentially, she is basically in this guilt, living in this guilt where she's just like, okay, I need to be skinny, I need to be this because my mom used to think that and I have to do it. And even on her mom's deathbed, she's like, hey, I'm the lightest I've ever been. Consider this, she's a full adult at this point when her mom is dying in her 20s. And she's telling her mom, hey, I'm the lightest I've ever been, and this is the time you'll wake up from a coma. Like, she seriously got incredibly fucked when she was a child, and it's so sad. She ends up being bulimic, where she forcefully starts to vomit out any food. She was binge eating food and then she would vomit it because she's like, oh, shit, what did I do to myself? And it's her just getting through all of these circumstances and dealing with these messes, quitting acting, all of that stuff. And it's a very difficult book to read, but it hurt. It hurt so much. And just because of that vulnerability and everything, it's a full 5. I don't even know this actress at all. I've never seen any work by her properly, but I just, it's wow. It's heartbreaking, honestly, and yeah, 5 out of 5. So now we're at the final of this. So I started reading Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus. I have been reading some of her books. I have read, I think, The Cousins and One of Us is Lying prior to this particular book, and I have enjoyed it. This one follows around this main character who's like a journalist sort of in a high school. Is really investigating her favorite teacher's murder. So some kids, 3 kids, end up finding this teacher in the woods, and he is like bludgeoned to death, I guess, with a rock. And so they're like trying to figure out like who is the killer, why they killed this person. He seems to be super nice and he's like a fantastic teacher, but like what's going on, that kind of a situation. And she, this main character, essentially just wants to figure out like what happened to him. So Bryn, our main character, she had left St. Ambrose School where she was at before, after this teacher's death, and then once she comes back again, she wants to figure out like who did the murder, because these 3 kids who found the teacher were like 2 random popular kids and one of her ex-best friends named Trip. And Bryn essentially gets this internship at this true crime news reporting situation, and she's very excited to like figure out this particular murder mystery. And yeah, it's really fun. We're following around these 2 characters so far, and we're just trying to figure out like what happened essentially. I just wanted to update and just make this a vlog again. You'll just probably see me from this angle because this is where I'm working at. So cool. Goodbye. There's some emails that come out from my company. It's in French. The girl does not know French. I'm just like, Google Translate this whole thing, and it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. Okay, so it's much later into the day, and I have finished reading Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus. This is pretty great. We found out who the killer was, and I felt like it was more telling than showing, really, because I would have liked to see like what happened from their perspectives as well, to just have a closure, I guess. But it was kind of explained by the main character Bryn, who figured out the whole situation. That's what happened, and it just feels like very movie-like, I guess. And it was not bad. Like, honestly, did enjoy it. I'll give it like 4 stars. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. There was this part where Bryn witnesses more murders, I guess, or like the aftermath of more murders, and the way that she's reacting to it is just so sad. Like, honestly, like she's getting really affected by it. And obviously Trip is also with her, and the way that he's reacting to it just makes you, it kind of breaks your heart, honestly, because he has already seen another murder, and then this is also happening, so he does not know how to deal with it. And then we're just like getting all of these characters who you can be suspicious of, because they just seem very suspicious, honestly. And every single character that pops up, you're just like, yeah, you were the killer. I think I had gone through like a good handful of characters, like, you are the killer, you are the killer. And it kept going on like that for a little while, because I had no idea. And I think that really stuck to the end as well, because I think the last, or the second to last chapter was the one that gave up the information about who the actual murderer was, and it was really interesting to see who it was and why they did it. So that was fun. I actually ended up enjoying this book, and it's really good. Now I kind of want to read, because I got into such a kick of Karen McManus. I do have You'll Be the Death of Me by the same author. This came out a couple of years prior to Nothing More to Tell. It was like slightly older. I literally just started it. I read like 2 words and it's like, yep, I'm gonna read this. All of her books are set in high school, and it's a murder mystery kind of a situation. And we have Ivy, Mateo, and Cal, who used to be very close, and now all they have in common is Carlton High and the beginning of a very bad day. Type A, Ivy lost the student council election to the class clown, and now she has to face the school humiliated. Heartthrob Mateo is burned out. He's been working 2 jobs since his family's business failed, and outsider Cal just got stood up again. So when Cal pulls into campus late for class and runs into Ivy and Mateo, it seems like the perfect opportunity to turn a bad day around. They'll ditch and go into the city, just the three of them, like old times, except they've barely left the parking lot before they run out of things to say, until they spot another Carlton High student skipping school and follow him to the scene of his own murder. Oh shit. Okay. In one chance move, their day turns from dull to deadly, and it's about to get worse. It turns out Ivy, Mateo, and Cal still have some things in common. They all have a connection to the dead kid, and they're all hiding something. Now they're wondering, could it be that their chance reconnection wasn't by chance after all? That's interesting. There is some parts of Karen McManus's writing style that just leaves the creepy jeebies into you. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very excited to get to this one. I might honestly not finish it by the end of this vlog. I'll keep you posted. Alright, bye! Okay, so I'm going to end off this vlog. Honestly, it's just like weirdly long and I feel like I haven't talked enough. Anyway, I have read like 6 or 7 books this year already, and I think I've talked about a bunch of them. Let me see how many I've read. I've actually read 7 books this year so far, and that's like pretty exciting. I did talk about Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, Carrie Soto is back, The Thursday Murder Club, Finley Donovan Jumps a Gun, and I'm Glad My Mom Died. Nothing more to tell, but I also did read another book, which I did not mention because I kind of forgot, which is probably really bad. But I read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Because I finished Carrie Soto, I was just like, yes, I need to read more Taylor Jenkins Reid because, you know, it's supposed to be good. Basically, in this book we have Emma Blair, who is this woman in her 20s who's been in love with this person from her high school that she kind of got together with, who's like a big shot swimmer, and they kind of fall in love, they get married. It's going so well, and she has like the perfect life. She's been traveling, her life is really good. But one day, Jesse, her husband, goes on this trip because he wants to go somewhere fancy. I don't know. He goes on this trip, and essentially what happens is his helicopter goes missing, and it is assumed that he's dead. So Emma is completely heartbroken. Her true love has died. She does not know how to deal with it. She's going through so much grief, and you can kind of feel it through the paper, like how much pain she's going through. Then a few years down the road, like I think maybe a year or 2 later, she finds her childhood friend, or like her high school friend, I guess, named Sam, who worked with her in her parents' bookstore, and they were like really good friends. They kind of were almost going to have a romance before Jesse, but somehow it just like went away. So now they're like rekindled their friendship, and it soon turns into a romance, and now they're engaged. But plot twist, Jesse is alive and he has been found. So Emma has been left in this situation where her entire world is rocked. It's shaken up. Like, she does not know what to do. She's shocked. Obviously, she's married to Jesse, like technically, because like he died, or so she thought. And then there's Sam, who she's engaged to and is truly in love with. She's at this like weird crossroads. She does not know what to do, and oh, it's messy, right? So she's trying to figure these things out, and it's just her story of figuring things out. And we're going between like before his death, like what happened, like how they were in love, I guess, like their teenage years, through to like when he died, and then like her life with Sam, how different it was and how that was like, and also like after Jesse is found and what happened after that, like who she chooses and all that stuff. It was kind of obvious who she would choose, honestly, and just the way that she got to the conclusion was it was decently done, honestly. Felt like this is not a super realistic situation. Maybe that might be a little ridiculous, but like it's never happened to me, so I wouldn't know, but it just felt like a little out there. But honestly, like by the end of this book, I was sobbing, like full on sobbing. The way she like comes to her conclusion of like who she chooses, and how, you know, she did have true loves and they're both her true loves, but like who she chooses to be her one true love. And that's like, man, oh my god, like you will grow out of some people is what she kind of concludes it as. And it was so heartbreaking. It was very heartwarming. I loved it. It was really good. I think I'll give this like 4 stars just because Why not? It was a pretty fun book and I really did enjoy reading it. But yes, I read 7 books this month. I probably will read a couple more. It's only the 28th right now and I might read a couple of mangas, honestly. Or maybe even some more novels if I can put myself through that. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, I'm just gonna end this vlog here because I feel like this has been going on for a freaking month at this point and I'm very bad at vlogging, clearly. I know when I'm going back to editing this video, I'll not have a single fucking photo and I'll hate myself for it. Suppose. Also, did you like my background? I've made it like super fucking fancy. I got a computer screen with like a fireplace going on. I got like a Himalayan salt lamp thing which looks really good in person. I don't know if it's like translating well on camera. It looks really good in person. It just looks like a blob. But yeah, it's very pretty. I'll show you. I will show you because why not? Oh, this. Oh shit, you zoomed in. Look at that. It just doesn't translate as well into like my filming setup, honestly. I have my ring light on, whatever, fuck it. I'm really bad at vlogging. I don't know what to say, honestly, and I feel like I have to always talk about books and that's it, but like, honestly, I don't have a life other than this. I was just going out to get a cake. When I was driving back, I saw this street which had like 15 cop cars. Not kidding. So it was just like very intense, and like on one street there was like a good 5 cop cars just parked there with their lights on, and down the street a little further there were more cop cars and I don't know why. And so there was no fire department, there was no ambulance, and like nothing, just cop cars. So I feel like there was something interesting that happened and I'm like curious to know what happened there. Okay, they haven't really put out like what happened, but it just says they're conducting an investigation. So there was definitely some kind of weird crime going on. I swear, my city is not that exciting. I just want to share it with you guys. But anyway, that's it. Anyway, if you're new here, consider subscribing down below. I'm a fucking chaotic mess. And I'm sure you'll love me. I have this like weird sensation. Did you love me, please? Consider subscribing and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!